Alright, so today we're just going to start to introduce the concept of, I guess, matrices. So matrix or a matrix or matrices are basically used to kind of organize numbers and stuff. When you have like big sets of data and stuff like that, they can be used a lot in a lot of upper level math and things that you can't even imagine. But to start with, you just need to know the basic algebra things you can do with matrices. Okay, and to start with, we're just going to add and subtract. Okay, when you add matrices or when you subtract matrices, each element that's in the same position, it gets added or subtracted together. So for example, they've done this problem here. The 6 adds with the 4 to be 10. And the -7 adds with the 2 to be a -5. And they stay in that same location. Same thing when you subtract. Another thing that you can do to matrices are multiplying by a scalar. Okay, so if you multiply a constant type thing, then it is going to multiply each element of that matrix by that same value and change the scale, pretty much. Now notice it does say that these things can be impossible. To add and subtract matrices, the size of your matrix has to be exactly the same. So we'll talk some more about exactly what the size is and how you identify it and stuff. But just going ahead and coming down here and looking at some example questions. Question number 1, I'm going to subtract these two matrices. So 8 minus a -4, the minus and the -4 become a plus, and that turns into 12. Same thing with 7 minus 3 turns into 4. -10 minus 2, -12. -6 minus a -12, it's going to turn into a plus 12. -6 plus 12 would be positive 6. And that's your answer. The big thing is to watch out for negative signs, specifically when you're doing this. If you want to, you can use this as a scalar, -1, and go through and change all these signs first, and then change that to addition. That might help you keep up with your negative signs just a little bit better. But same thing here in question 2. Each element adds together. So I'm going to have a 6 plus a -4 is 2. -5 plus 3 is -2. 9 plus 2 is 11. -3 plus 6 is 3. -4 plus 9 is 5. And 5 plus -4 is 1. And again, that's your answer. Okay. Question number 3, when you multiply the scalar value, again, it multiplies each element by 3. So that's a -12, that's a 15, that's a 6, and that's a 9, and that's your answer. So you could do the same thing here in question 4. I'm going to multiply all of those elements by a -2. So that's -16, that's 0, that's -12, that's 2, that's -10, and that's positive 12, right? Feel free to double check my algebra. Same thing here, 4 times -1, 0, -4, 20, 40, 60. And then it wants you to add these two things together, but I can't because they're not the same size, so equals, it is impossible to do the rest of that addition. Okay? Flipping over to the back of these notes. Oh, actually, that is all the front of the notes I had. Actually, that may be all the notes I had. Yeah, good deal. So that's all you have to do on today's assignment. Stop recording.